Hey guys, welcome back to the Hess Project. I'm John Ordolaza, and today, WandaVision episode 5 is here. And what is it called? On this very special episode? Whatever it's called. I don't know. We're here, let's talk about it, guys, because there's some things that go down. Now, if you haven't seen this latest episode of WandaVision, I suggest you click off. Go watch another review I did of another episode, because I'm going to be diving right into spoilers. We're not wasting any time here, guys. The X-Men Fox universe has finally coincided in a way, just a little bit, with the MCU. And I'm talking about the introduction of Pietro Maximoff, or Peter Maximoff, from the X-Men films, played by Evan Peters, not Aaron Taylor Johnson. And I just love the way how they played into it and, made fun of how they recast some people sometimes in sitcoms and even just movies in general. They done it with Rhodey being Terrence Howard at one point, and now it's, Don Cheadle. I almost forgot his name for a second, but yeah, so you see Darcy looking on the screen at the end of the episode, and she sees the reveal of Evan Peters' Pietro. But it's not the Pietro that we know and love. It's not Elizabeth Olsen's Wanda's brother. It's Quicksilver from the X-Men films. And that's kind of mind-blowing. I know there has been a bunch of rumors going all over the place, running rampant around the nerd sphere, that he would show up in a Marvel property or in WandaVision. Hell, my brother even saw that he was credited on Google's cast list for the show, but it was confirmed nowhere else, so I refuse to believe it. But it's a reality now. Alright, I had to get that off my chest, but diving right into the whole episode, we finally got into a different decade. A little bit of the 80s, dipping into the 90s just a tiny bit. It was really nice, really cool to see, Wanda and Vision taking care of the kids. Tommy and Billy will become Wiccan and Speed when they grow up. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed seeing Vision being the weird dad. But also in this episode, he's starting to question more things in this pocket reality that Wanda has going on. He starts to predict when things are happening. Like, he predicts when Agnes is going to walk through the door and bring exactly something that they need. And it's kind of funny, but it's also kind of eerie. We're kind of living in this reality that Wanda has built through the eyes of Vision. I love that we're finally getting not just a reveal of what's going on in general, but we're getting the inside look, the first-hand look of the insanity and everything that's going on through Vision. That's kind of a cool pun, because we're seeing things through Vision. Vision is sight. There's a lot of teases and subtle things that are poked at with the kids. The kids start questioning things because they're aging rapidly. It seems they have control over their own body and their own age. So, like, whenever they want to age, they just do it. They just like, oh, we're this old now. So then they grow up and then they're bigger and taller and have longer hair. And at one point, I thought one of the kids was going to be Evan Peters because he had long hair similar to Evan Peters, but it wasn't the same color. So it is whatever. God damn, that sun is bright. But I do love the reveal in here where Wanda is trying to make her kids stop crying while they're in the crib. She's trying to calm them down, put them to sleep, and she's, at one point, using her own magic, it seems, to make them tired. And they just continuously start crying. And then at one point, she tries it like a second or third time, and they start laughing. And it brings us back to the Stork, which I didn't know that's what it was called. I'm just thinking it's a goose or a flamingo. I don't know my animals, but from episode 3, when she was talking with Geraldine in the living room, that whole sequence before she gave birth, there was a stork that came into the living room, and Wanda was trying to delete it, and she couldn't. So, like, there was this thick red smoke that came from the ground, and the stork just kept going right through it. And you got a little bit of a tease that that's something that she can't control, that isn't something she created for this reality. This is something that someone else introduced. And that's really cool. I got a feeling because she could not get these kids to stop crying using her magic, these kids were created from the same thing that this stork was created from. weird to think about, but it's really cool once you get to, theorize and go into all these videos on YouTube talking about where the kids originate from in the comic books, how they might dip their toes a little bit into the Mephisto aspect of this whole comic storyline. I hope they do. I don't think realistically we're going to get like the exact same thing, beat for beat that they did in the story in the comics. They might save some of that for the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness film because, you can do whatever the hell you want in that movie. So who knows? Who knows? There's so much left. There's 4 episodes left of this whole season and I'm excited to see all of it. Again, Wanda, played by Elizabeth Olsen, does a phenomenal job in this show, depicting like struggle and how she doesn't want her kids to do what she's doing. She's kind of acting a little hypocritical in this episode. She used her magic to somehow resurrect Vision, and it's more than just her using his dead body as a puppet. Because we got that one shot in the last episode where it showed the grayed Vision with the stone ripped out of his head and his eyes, and he's just all grayed out and stuff. I had thought, maybe she's, using him as a puppet, but no, it's more than that. It's more than that, because he has sentient thoughts. He's walking around this reality, figuring things out on his own. And at one point, he goes to his coworker in the episode we've seen before. He puts his hands on the side of his head, and he kind of like wakes him. The guy starts panicking, and he's like, "Where's my wife? I gotta call my wife and my sister and all that." And then Vision just puts him back into the reality, and then he's just normal again. So they're not all dead. They're all under the influence of Wanda, it seems. And I just can't help but feel that the next 4 episodes, is about to get real. Leave your comments down below. What did you think of this new episode of WandaVision? Are you excited for the next 4? What are your thoughts? What's going to happen? Who's going to die? What's going to happen to Wanda? What's going to happen to the kids? Are the kids real? What about Evan Peters as freaking Pietro? That's awesome. I hope we get more of the X-Men stuff coming back in here. Some of the other actors popping into this show, that'd be really cool. What if we see like Ian McKellen come back as like someone, and maybe as Wanda's father in the show? That'd be cool. I'd love to see that. Anyways, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Be sure to hit that notify bell so you can stay up to date on all of the WandaVision coverage, all the other movie reviews I'm going to be doing, the Super Bowl or big game. The big game is coming up on Sunday, and I'm hearing that there's going to be a couple of new trailers for movies that should have been out already, but nonetheless, it's content, and I can't wait for it all. Stick around, guys, because there's always more to come.